Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the first point of defeat for any politician is when you hear them making claims that there is a plan to rig them out. If someone comes to campaign and the main agenda of his campaign is to complain that someone is planning to steal his votes, then that is a sign of panic and is a sign that he is sensing defeat in the election. And yesterday, while in Kirinyaga, Murang'a County, Musalia Mudavad made claims about the plan by the state to rig William Ruto out in this election. It did not end there. Today again, while in Rift Valley, somewhere in Rift Valley, Musalia Mudavad has again repeatedly talked about rigging. I think it is in Nakuru, where they are having their rally today. Mudavadi again is raising claims that there is plan by the state to rig the election against William Ruto in favor of Raila Odinga. This claims is coming at a time when we have just had an opinion poll which showed that Raila Odinga is finally overtaking William Ruto. As we are speaking now, the opinion poll is showing that Raila is ahead of William Ruto. Remember, these polls were being done earlier when these two had not decided on their running mate. But when it became official that William Ruto is going for Rigathi Gachagua and Raila Odinga was going for Martha Karua, another opinion poll was again launched, and at the end is showing that Raila Odinga is overtaking. That means Raila settled on one of the best running mate, unlike William Ruto, because Ruto's running mate has even active cases in court about corruption and other things. Martha Karua is clean, hana kesi yoyote kwa koti kuhusiana na ufisadi. And the Star captured Musalia Mudavadi. This is what the Star published on that article. Don't dare rig Ruto's vote, Mudavadi wants. ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi on Sunday warned against any plan of rigging votes in August 9th general election. Speaking during Nakuru campaign rally, Mudavadi said they are well prepared to thwart any attempt to rig the votes. Watu wasidhubutu kuiba kura za mheshimiwa William Ruto. This is now the quote him saying this. Sisi tunawaambia wasijaribu kwa sababu petition ambayo ilikuwa ya Maraga ilisema tally ya kura za president itakuwa form 34A. Kwa hivyo wasijaribu kupindua, Mudavadi said. Loosely translated, the people should not try to steal William Ruto's vote. We are telling them not to try because the petition filed during CJ Maraga time said the presidential vote tally will be in Form 3A, so do not try and change it. Mudavadi added the alliance will have agents at every polling station countrywide to ensure votes are protected. He called out ICT CJ Mucheru for meddling in the election affairs, saying they will not allow him to control the IBC. Mudavadi reiterated his Saturday's remarks in Murang'a rally, where he said the opinion poll are distorted to build ground for election rigging. So you see, the story goes on and on and on. Now we are continuing with our panel discussion, but just a quick request. You might be watching this channel, but you're not yet subscribed. So my humble request, please consider subscribing so that any other time, once we release a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all our channel subscribers and anyone who drop comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Again, I'm requesting you to give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend our videos to more viewers. Back to our discussion. Now, there is one thing that I'm wondering about Kenya Kwanza. Every time opinion polls have put William Ruto ahead of Raila Odinga, they have always celebrated. But at a time when this same opinion poll is putting Raila Amolo Odinga ahead of William Samoei Ruto, they are complaining. Because in the mere situation, by the time when William Ruto was ahead of Raila Odinga, I think Raila was supposed to complain. But Raila never complained. Instead, he was working hard also to make sure that he's stamping his authority in Kenyan politics. He was carefully choosing his running mate. So the question is, should everything work in the interest of William Ruto so that it will be seen that no rigging is going to happen? Or is William Ruto running alone in this election? Doesn't he have competitors? I think he has. And the noise you see Musalia Mudavad making, he's not making his own noise. You know, before these politicians get out to campaign, they are always prepared. Wewe utasema hii, wewe utasema hii, na wewe utasema hii. So when they get out there, everyone will be working on what he has been given to do. So I think Kenya Kwanza identified Musalia Mudavadi to attack the state on the issue of rigging of the election. So whatever Mudavadi is speaking, this is the mind of William Samoei Ruto. That's what Ruto would want to say, but he cannot say directly, because you remember in 2017, there was rigging that was against Raila Amolo Odinga victory. And William Ruto was the beneficiary of that rigging. So if Ruto comes out to talk about rigging, there is no any sympathy can get in Kenyans. No one can sympathize with him because they know he is a beneficiary of rigging. That is why Ruto will not talk about the issue of rigging. Another thing that Musalia Mudavadi might not be aware, or he's assuming, is that his presidential candidate, William Samoei Ruto, is aware of one thing, that he is not going to be president after this election. And because of that, Ruto is preparing himself to take over the leadership of opposition. That is the job William Ruto is doing as of now. But Mudavadi and the team, they maybe are being blackmailed. And because of that, they are believing that Ruto is going to be president. And to prove you that Ruto is working on how to become the opposition, look on how Ruto has placed his candidates from UDA party across the entire country. Why is it that in some areas where UDA is a little bit popular, they are edging out other candidates? What were ANC wamekuwa withdrawn in Nairobi and other areas to give chance to UDA? If you come to Western, where ANC should be filling candidate, UDA is coming in to fill the candidate. That tells you that Ruto is focusing on getting more of elective seats across the entire country. He needs numbers in Mount Kenya. He needs numbers in Western. He needs numbers even in Kisii region, part of Nyanza. And he needs numbers in Nairobi. So that when he will be in opposition, he will have enough numbers that will help him to prepare for 2027 and 2032. Ruto has been around the system. He knows how when the system has decided it is so and so, you cannot manage to stop it. And Ruto knows that this time round, there is no one who can rig against Raila Amolo Odinga. But he understands the way they won election in 2017, it was through rigging. Even 2013, we were supposed to have a runoff, but it did not happen. So he understands what will happen. Because of that, Ruto is blackmailing the people around him. Rigathi believes that he's going to be the deputy president. But Ruto knows that he will not become the president. Musalia Mudavadi believes that he is going to get 30% of William Ruto's government. He believes that he will be made the next prime minister. But Ruto understands that they will not win this election. The whole of this team is just to help him to get enough numbers. That is the reality. And the question I'm asking myself, if really Kenya Kwanza is serious about winning election, why do you complain about rigging in front of the people you are campaigning to come on your side? You call for a rally, then in that rally, the whole thing you're talking about is about rigging. I think in one way you are killing these people hopes in you. Now the people who came to listen to the rally, they will go home knowing that our presidential candidate cannot be declared the winner in this election. So even if we go ahead to vote for him, we might be wasting our time. Because of that, there can be vote apathy. Ruto will be rigged out, so he might not become the president. And the people might not turn out in big numbers to vote for William Ruto. That's another truth. So in one way, these people are derailing themselves. They are disservicing themselves. Because if there was such a serious case like this, then let them call just for a press conference rather than going to a rally to explain this to the public. Because even after Mudavad giving out these remarks, he did not go ahead to explain how the state is planning to rig William Ruto victory. He has not explained. Let him come out to explain this. Because I'm asking myself, if Raila was able to win election in 2007, if Raila was able to win just the past election in 2017, what will stop him from winning this election? I think Kenya Kwanza is learning that they are losing. They are losing because everything is against them. Even in the choice of their running mate, it is turning out that there are corruption cases hanging on him. Same thing to the presidential candidate. There is allegations of corruption cases. But if you look at Raila Odinga, there is nothing you can place on Raila as far as corruption is concerned. You cannot tag Mother Karua with anything to do with corruption. This too has defined the Kenyan politics as we are talking now. The side with the candidates who have corruption cases and allegations, and the other side that has candidates that you cannot peg anything to do with them as far as corruption is concerned. I don't know what to think about this, but that's my view. Tupatane kwa comment section.